Are you now with your first love? I'll make a wild guess and assume that you answered no, or perhaps even hell no. It is said that one must kiss multiple frogs before finding that princess or prince charming. And even though it does happen sometimes, I know very few high school sweethearts that have remained together happily ever after since falling in love as teenagers. Marriage and long term relationship is a trial and error game, usually consisting of multiple trials and maybe even several errors. And while marriage is not for everybody, and not everybody seeks to be in a long term relationship, there are people who keep trying to find the one, who do not give up after heartbreak or divorce. The story of young Samuel being called by God could also be called the comedy of errors. We find Samuel living in the temple or tabernacle at Shiloh, being trained in the service of the Lord by an elderly priest named Eli. Basically, Samuel was attending a high school seminary. One night, he was sleeping near the Ark of the Covenant. In the middle of the night, he was awakened by a voice calling out to him, Samuel, Samuel. Three times in this passage, Samuel is called. But Samuel has little clue as to who is calling him or why. The young Samuel confused the voice of God for that of Eli, the priest in charge of his training. Each time he gets up, goes to Eli, asking him what he wants. And each time Eli responds, I am not calling you, go back to bed. Finally, the third time Eli gets it. The Lord must be calling young Samuel. So Eli tells Samuel to respond to God next time he hears his name being called. And so when God called again, Samuel responded, Speak, O Lord, your servant is listening. Fourth time a charm. This story is just one of countless examples of God not giving up on us. You remember the story of Moses? How about Jonah, Esther, Gideon, or Jeremiah? The list goes on and on. It almost never works the first time around. It usually takes God multiple attempts to get the right result with the right person. Thank God, God doesn't get discouraged after the first, second, or third failure. This is lesson number one. The lesson number two is equally important. Do likewise. If you don't get it right the first time around, try again. Take a break if you must. Go and refresh your mind and your heart, but don't give up after it doesn't work out right away. And I don't only mean keep dating until you find the one. I mean keep reaching out for the stars, whatever they may be in your case. Perhaps you were never able to finish getting that high school diploma or college degree in your teens or 20s. Try again in your 50s or 70s. Perhaps the church you knew and loved broke your heart and soul. Try another church, another congregation, and see if they are more Christ like. Perhaps your first 2 days in the gym were embarrassing. Try again, maybe in a different place at a different time. Perhaps you failed miserably trying to learn that foreign language every time you tried so far. Why don't give it one more chance? Maybe join an evening class at the local community college and have some fun trying to roll your tongue with other gringos. I hope you get my point now. God did not give up trying to get to Samuel. It took God 4 times, but it did happen eventually. God never gives up on you. Neither should you. Amen.